as soon as I seen he's reacting to this, I said, yo, I gotta hear his take on it, because if I go to the podcast where a lot of the ninjas be at, I know what I'm going to hear already. Because you train. You kind of can't, especially if you got like a predominantly ignorant audience. They probably not going to understand things that make sense. But then I thought to myself, wait a minute. Because, you know, he got to do rapping on his joint and stuff, and he's talking about self, and he trying to benefit off the culture. Pretty soon they're going to be probably calling guys like this culture vultures at some point. Right? And he might get the leaning. He might say something wild for a lawyer. But let's see.
We do not gun people down in the street and praise people for it. We just don't. That's not who we are as a people. You know, take your cue from Rodney Hinton Sr., a man that showed grace. You know, not this vitriol.
Let me hear. I wanted to see the because I don't know if I actually spoke about it, but I seen the video with like a gun. The kid had the gun on the floor, picked it up and was running. But let's see what he gets to. He might put me on. See, I'm able to, you know.
Hi, this
if
is
I'm
Bruce
going in the
Rivers.
wrong
Welcome
direction,
to fun-filled episode
spin it
of
back.
Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, your very own. Fucking how lucky are you to have your very own personal?
How lucky are we?
Criminal defense lawyer here at your disposal on the channel we call Criminal Lawyer Reacts, so graciously gifted to me by our content genius that you knew as Michael Rivers, God rest his soul. Today we're reacting to Rodney Hinton Jr. and Ryan Hinton. I didn't really know about this case until our staff kind of told me about it, Robert and Nick. So
turn it up for y'all.
This is a crazy, crazy set of facts. And I'm fresh off the plane from Ireland. I went and saw my sweetheart in Ireland. She was there.
Come on, man.
Carrying a gun when you're a prohibited person.
Hold on.
18-year-old kid. And he is sitting in a stolen car with 3 other young men who are, you know, just kind of hanging out with guns in a stolen car.
I did hear somebody say that he didn't have a gun, but I seen the video of it and all right, let's just, okay, so don't hang out in stolen cars with guns. I think we all need to know that. Any race, color, creed, don't be in a stolen car with guns.
Guess what? That's a recipe for fucking disaster. You know, running from the cops is a recipe for disaster. Carrying a gun when you're a prohibited person is a recipe for what? Disaster. So that morning, police officers responded to a report of a stolen
carrying a gun when you're a
East
prohibited
Prince
person,
Hill, which is just east of downtown Cincinnati. Officers approached the vehicle, and then, you know, if you're gonna steal a vehicle, make it fucking worth it. I mean, why not steal? I mean, a nice Corvette. Have you seen the new Corvettes? They're nice. They look like a Lamborghini or Rolls Royce. I mean, go for the gusto. Not a fucking Kia. A Kia. Jesus Christ.
Hey, yo, you got some
so
jokes.
Then they take off.
Go for the gusto. Not a Kia.
And reported that Brian had pointed a handgun, prompting an officer to fire multiple shots. Guess what happens if you point a gun at a cop? They're going to empty their clip into your ass, no matter how old you are. You could be a 6-year-old, and you're going to get shot. He was struck and pronounced dead at the scene, which is just fucking sad. I mean, let me just talk about the epidemic of young men with guns these days. It's just fucking sad. I had a case.
I'm not sure where he going yet still. Right? Is he saying that this is what they saying, but then he gonna get to some evidence? And I kind of want to fast forward it a little bit, but I'm like, I don't want to miss it. But if he let's get to the actual facts.
My client just out joyriding with some friends, and he tells everybody, "Oh, you're gonna fucking die!" Pop, 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 and he's just shooting it in the air, and he hits a 15-year-old girl. His life is done. Hers is over. If you're an auntie, if you're a mom, if you're a sister, and one of your young fellas is in your orbit, and you see him with a gun, take it and get rid of it. If you're a dad and you see your son with the gun, because guess what they're doing also? There's another case that just got charged out where the parents are now being responsible for the guns that the children have. It's just fucking disaster.
Yo, imagine that. If the parents start being responsible for the guns that the kids have. We did have that case where was that at? Man, wasn't it a case? Was it in I feel like it was in the South somewhere, where the kid shot the school up and the parents got in trouble as well? Now, if this was to go across the board, y'all gonna hear stuff come out of black people's mouth that might further embarrass us.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
Some of these black mothers, some of these black fathers, if they can find them, the black fathers, because sometimes they know how to be on the run for some shit. Some of the black fathers is on the run from their kids. They ducking their kids, baby mothers, child support, the IRS, dudes in the hood that they owe money that might slap, all type of stuff, right? But you gonna hear some person say, yeah, but he just shot the party up and killed one person. He didn't shoot up a school.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
And then somebody with common sense gonna look and say, what you just said? Yeah. We might want to supersize the penalties here. We might want to maximize the penalties here. I'm just saying. Because it ain't going to just be a law for if a kid shoots the school up. Your 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old that live in your house and wilding. Yeah, ain't going to be no excuse no more. Better hope that don't happen.
All right. That's my rant for today, I guess. Let's see. So, 2 pieces of misinformation. Some people on Twitter are claiming that the car wasn't stolen. Well, it was. They're saying it was just behind the payments because of this vehicle was reported stolen. No, it was.
Yo, Meg, if you watching right now, did you see what just happened right there? Meg told me, she was like, some people on Twitter, but she didn't say some people on Twitter. He said some people on Twitter saying the car is not stolen. It was behind on payments. Meg said it was something behind on payments. But I had said, even if it's behind, so think about it. Even if you behind on the payments on the car, you can't kind of win that out, right? You got to kind of duck them, whatever. But he's like, nah, that's just misinformation that was on Twitter. So I guess the car was actually stolen. Who stole it? Maybe none of the kids in the car stole the car. We all know how, if you're from the hood, you know how stolen cars work. Somebody can steal a car and it come to the hood, and especially for the younger folk, man, that car might pass between 3-4 people, man. By the time the cop catch up to the person in the stolen car, man, y'all 4 silly motherfuckers behind the motherfucker that actually stole the car. I'm just telling y'all the goddamn truth.
In the 80s, crack baby.
I'm just telling y'all the truth, gang. I'm lying about that with the stolen car. I'm dead ass.
It was incorrect. There's limited information, but the reports are that the car was stolen, and the 3 other people that were in the vehicle were arrested and charged with receiving stolen property. According to news reports, Cincinnati police have confirmed that the 3 suspects who are alleged to have taken part in the auto theft, ultimately leading to a fatal shooting of an 18-year-old Ryan Hinton, have been arrested. Police confirmed that Jarrell Austin, 18, and DeAnthony Bullocks, 19, were arrested on Thursday in connection with the car theft. A 3rd suspect, Grigsby, was also confirmed to have 18 years old, was also being taken into custody Saturday morning. Here's the thing. Guess what happens when you're 18? You know everything. You're the smartest guy in every fucking room you walk into. But guess what you don't know? Nothing. You don't know jack.
Yo.
This drives me nuts.
Now, that's another struggle from our community as well. So I'm one to be saying I was dumb. Y'all, if you rock with me and you've been following me long enough, you've heard me talk about how dumb I was at a particular age, but I thought I was smart. And you got people that know me from there that be like, nah, you was sharp. You was, and you know how like they got different levels of sharpness. Like you got butter knife, but then you got other stuff that might not be at the, like, yeah, I understand like somebody might have thought they was a spoon. But I might have just been a butter knife. And it's a whole bunch of stuff you don't know at 18, right? And it is up to your people to put, especially when you making sick. So like, some mistakes ain't, you know, they real mistake. Like, okay, you making a mistake, cool. It's some stuff that it gotta be a foot put down. You can't do it. Like, it's like, oh, from the top, this is too far.
Should be in college or trade school or working on buildings. What do I tell you? What do I tell you? Every young man out there. And, you know, the women sort of get this figured out, right? We don't see women carjacking people. We don't, not this is a carjacking, but we don't see women running around with guns. I never see that. Why? I think when you
I wonder if you feel like you're going to be accurate with this.
Position where you have
I could probably break that down why a little bit more.
You have more of a self-preservation sense. You know, they don't want to hurt themselves. These guys are so fucking stupid. They run with their dicks hanging out and their guns hanging out, and they're just dumb as shit. And it just makes me so... I mean, and not every guy is like this, by the way, but these young guys without guidance or without whatever, what are they doing in a stolen car with guns? Let's just start there. It's like when you have a case, and let's say it's a really bad abuse case, you're starting out in a hole. These guys are starting out in a hole, you know, because they're running around 18 years old with guns. And they're younger than that. So in some of the gang cases, they're like 14, 15, 16. Both Austin and Bullocks are being charged with receiving stolen property and obstructing official business. The receiving stolen property charge is a felony, while obstructing official business is a misdemeanor. This came after the group was alleged to have stolen the Kia that they found in Englewood, Kentucky. Now, Englewood, Kentucky, Cincinnati and Kentucky are right next to each other. This led police to later track the car down to the parking lot of an apartment complex in East Price Hill around 10 a.m. on Thursday, where the four men were found to be sitting inside the car. You know, it ain't cool to be carrying guns.
It ain't cool.
Make it cool when you're walking around. You know, you're always.
Hey yo, man, it's some stuff your parents supposed to be telling you.
Because guess who's dead? Ryan's dead.
Guess who's dead?
Ryan's dead, and it's a senseless death.
And no matter what we say about the police, what we say to the police, no matter what the mom thinks, it's over.
You got
she lost her son. The father lost his son.
You know, I had another car theft case. Really
that people don't understand things like that sometimes really be bugging me out, yo.
My client and several others had stolen like 3 or 4 cars. And then they put all this shit on fucking Snapchat. And
put it all on Snapchat.
High-end cars that they stole. I mean, it was the dumbest thing ever. Oh, God, I just want to take these young guys and just say, okay, go over here, get an education, do your shit.
I want to take these young guys and say, go over here, get an education, do your shit.
On Thursday, and then the other guy, Griggs B, was picked up on Saturday. And then Austin is also facing armed felony assault in another case. Where are the people that's supposed to care for these?
All right, bro. Now, this stuff I be saying, right? So say you from the hood. This one I know when everything is going in a bad direction. Say you from the hood. Right? Any hood in America, and you know young dudes that be doing stuff like that. Do they be having cases already? But oh, they was 16, 17, 18. I didn't think that it was just my neighborhood. I couldn't think that because I had been in juvenile detention. I have read books about dudes from other states in juvenile detention. I'm pretty sure them dudes in other states read books about, like, dudes be cased up, like. So a lot of times we'll get the leaning in one direction and act like we don't know that already at a certain point. And no, the brain is not developed. Nothing is going on. But like this what might happen. No, like this without the guidance, without the parents, just growing up in that kind of environment, right? But the thing about it is, ain't nobody trying You know how wild that is to me? Like, ain't nobody trying. So that look crazy. You a father or you a mother, and you got this dude up here like, yeah, man, tell you, he telling you how to parent. He telling you to love your kid. Hey, yo, this could be so crazy. And they already got open cases, and come on, man. Yo, sometimes when you got too much hate inside of you, you just can't see clearly. I mean,